One of those nights. Hey, I'm back again. So sit back, enjoy the music, and we'll be live here on LinkedIn and Facebook and on Amazon Live. Hello, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you're calling from. My name is Howard Vale with Couch Interviews Live, and we're actually going live on Amazon Live, so welcome. And also we're live on LinkedIn and Facebook. So as I said at the top of the show, I did have some technical difficulties. Do apologize for that. So if you are watching on LinkedIn or Facebook, come over to LinkedIn Live. The link is down below, howardvale.com/live, because that's where all the action is. And also because Sud's book is on sale. Right. It's one of those nights, folks. I tell you. Do you know what? Let me just bring on my guest, and it's my pleasure to introduce Sudhir Kumar. Hello, how are you? Nice to see. Sorry about the shaky start. I don't know what happened.
Fine. It's live, but we've got good weather, so we're not going to complain.
No, we're not complaining. We're not complaining at all. Absolutely not. Yeah, so it says here that just a brief bio on Sud, which I'm reading out here. You're director of and master growth architect at Origin Growth, which is a boutique company marketing agency that's based in London and Royal Emirates Spa in England.
Yes.
And you worked in sales and marketing for 15 years, and you've got a passion for making a scalable difference to an organization's sales, and also you've got the stats to prove it. And over the last 5 years, it's generated millions of pounds in sales revenue directly from implementing tailored account-based marketing and social selling strategies. And your debut book, which is called Being Human, Marketing and Social Selling in the Digital World, is now available on Amazon. So Sud, once again, oh, there it is. Oh, get the plugin, Sud. Get the plugin. Right, let me just yeah, so if you're watching live on Amazon, LinkedIn, Facebook, just say hi in the chat. Ask questions over there if you're watching on Amazon, or down there if you're on YouTube or Facebook. But yeah, so we're talking about all things marketing and social selling and everything else. So just explain briefly what your role is in Origin Growth.
So I'm really bringing my skill set to the agency when it comes to focused on really business growth. So the agency has been around for a number of years, since I was in school. It's originally was a pure digital agency, and digital really is at the heart of what we do. James, the CEO, is fantastic. Built the first website for Cadbury. So in terms of digital, the whole journey of when it first came into the scene, the internet, he's been there, done it, worn the t-shirt, and over time we have to evolve as businesses. So more than 4 years ago I joined the team, and to really add the marketing and the growth on to the business, so focus on creating bespoke strategies, and there was synergy there simply because of the way that we like to work, where we do say we're a boutique agency because of our methodology, of our approach, of how we have that unique skill set of having good creatives, good techies, good digital people, behavioral science, marketeers like myself. And we really work with businesses to really understand them, really get under the skin of them. So it's not, we don't really have anything that's off the shelf because we don't believe in one size fits all. Every business is unique. It has its own challenges. So it's really about getting underneath the skin of a business, having collaborative sessions, workshop sessions with key stakeholders, mapping it out on whiteboard, and really coming up with a bespoke strategy that is tailored to them, because businesses have different needs, they have different resources, they have different budgets, and it's using our expertise and our approach, something which we like to call service intelligence, to really, you know, map out a strategy live in front of them with them on board. So that's why we feel we're different. That's why we're a boutique agency, and it's just such a great place to work. I love it. It's marketing has always been my passion, but working with the team, and especially with James, has really, you know, helped me develop and push on.
Right. So yeah, because we were actually talking before we came on air about, you know, I don't want to mention the C word, but I know, you know, how things have changed this last year regarding companies or people's buying habits. You know, how has it changed, and will it ever go back to normal again?
Well, it's changed massively. The biggest thing that we can all acknowledge is that the pandemic has affected everyone around the world. So if you just take into consideration how businesses have had to adopt in terms of digital transformation, digital adoption, ourselves as human beings, we've had to accelerate, and the barriers that were there before, the hesitant is completely gone. You know, my parents are retired, they're in the mid-60s. They've gone from not being that comfortable on mobile phones to having iPhones, to having tablets, to doing Zoom calls, to having WhatsApp messages, to ordering stuff from Amazon. So we've had to adapt, we've had to evolve, and our behaviors, our buy habits have changed. We expect more as consumers, as individuals. You know, we've got used to having food delivered at our fingertips, things being delivered quickly, to being offered things that are, you know, within our buying habits, even to something like when we're on Netflix, to suggesting us films or categories that are similar to what we are used to watching. Spotify, if you take that into consideration as well, everything is based upon data, algorithms which relate back to our behavior, and we've got our expectation, and it's up here now. So now that we're starting to see, you know, we're coming out of lockdown, and, you know, the vaccines are happening, and things may, you know, are starting to settle down, there is light at the end of the tunnel. I don't think people are gonna, those expectations are gonna drop. I think they're gonna remain higher, because we're used to them. We want more as individuals. We want more convenience. We want things quickly. So buying habits and behaviors have completely changed. And when it comes to digital acceleration, if you take into consideration any business that's online, whether it's a small business or something large, global commerce, how can you make the customer journey more seamless, more frictionless? It has to be good on mobile, you know, and then you've got to consider the navigation. Is it easy for your consumers, whether you're B2B or B2C? Is it easy for them to navigate? Is it easy for them to find things? Are you utilizing something like AI search to actually find, to make your life easy for your consumers, and to find out what people are searching on, so you can serve them that? When it comes to the checkout process, are you using address verification tools to make the checkout process more seamless, more frictionless, to make it quicker, and to capture data that is accurate, so you have less failed deliveries? So if you think of Amazon, ASOS, all these big brands, they should be implementing this sort of technology that's available to give them that competitive advantage, and to keep the consumer happy. And that those are just two pieces of technology that I've mentioned, but there's more technology coming out, and the whole customer journey now needs to be, it just has to be accelerated. It has to be better and better and
Yeah.
better. And the businesses, they've got to stay ahead of the curve now.
Yeah, I need to ask you what AI search is. So hold that in a minute. Are you saying businesses need to actually have to go online to survive? I'm just thinking about the high street. Are you saying the high street hasn't got a future, or
Well,
do they have to have a hybrid sort of business model with the high?
I think that they will still have the hybrid. They still will be physical stores. I mean, we all like to try clothes on. I know I do. But
Yeah,
if we actually think of the big high street names that have folded or that have been brought out, the likes of Debenhams, they've actually, thinking about, well, we don't need physical stores. Those cost. We're going to
yeah.
shift our model to completely online because they're saving so much money. So it's a balance of the two, but we are seeing that when it comes to digital and online behavior, because we've had to get used to it, why would you revert back?
Oh, that's a
What, what,
thought.
why would you? Because you're saving cost. The
Hmm.
audience is used to it. So why would you? Why would you have more physical stores? I think there will always be the need for that physical aspect. I mean, even buying a car, you still want. I mean, I've never purchased a car online without
I
taking it
know.
home.
Yeah, because sorry, because in the UK there are at least two big companies that suddenly started during the pandemic. I forget what they're called now, but where you shop for a car online and they deliver it
Yeah,
like delivering pizzas,
yeah,
and then you got 7 days. I mean, that's just. I mean, I don't know. Me, I like to get into a car and feel the drive of it, and that's what people are going to do, which is happening before all this happened, which I do sometimes. Is I go to a shop or store, see the physical product, and then search online for it.
exactly. And it also comes down to demographics. So if you look at age groups as well, those that are not digitally native, like my parents, they still will want to go to a Debenhams. But the young 18 to 20-year-olds who have grown up with iPads, with mobile phones, who are used to shopping online, to them,
Yeah.
it's second nature. That for them to buy a car online is absolutely fine. Whereas different age group, different demographics, we still want that experience. So it's like you said, it is almost a hybrid. It is a bit of a 50-50. I think businesses will just have to decide of where their demographic lies, where their target audience is, and based upon their behavior, their business model may change or accelerate, towards more digital adoption.
Yeah, it'll be a shame though, because I like the shops. Apart from anything else, it's community as well. Especially the small local ones. They're in the centre, as I just said, of the community. But I don't know, maybe these shops may become sort of a showroom or smaller premises where you've got the option of buying, say, some clothes there, or like I just say, like a virtual catalog. You go into the high street and you pick out what you want, and then whoever serves you will then order it online for you. I don't know.
Yeah,
It's a totally different way of doing it. I mean, even going to a restaurant now, there's an app. You can,
yeah.
you sit down, order at the table.
Everywhere we go, restaurants, pubs, it's there's an app for almost everything now. This is what I mean in terms of when the pandemic hit and we were trying to come out of it, and businesses were trying to stay afloat. They were switching to digital. What can we implement to keep the business ticking over? People had apps. They had apps for ordering things, whether it was Halfords to pizza to coffee shops. Uh, you name it. The businesses have adapted, and they they need to see the benefits for them as well, because it's completely changed. I think again it will come down to demographics, come down to the audience, and come down to the type of business. But digital adoption and digital acceleration is definitely here to stay now. We've come over a huge curve,
Yeah.
and it's just going to come down to the consumer and their habits now.
So was it inevitable? And what's happened in the past 18 months just brought it forward a couple of years or so? Do you think?
I think, yeah, what the past 18 months has accelerated digital adoption and transformation massively, absolutely massively. It's like I said to you, I would never have thought so many people would be doing so many Zoom and video calls and, you know, team meetings. And even for ourselves, you know, we, as I said at the beginning of the show, that we love, you know, one of our key trademarks is always to brainstorm, to get people in on a whiteboard and, you know, start to vibe and ideas. And we had to replicate that online. So
Yeah.
it was having a video call and then jumping on a Miro board. So it's trying to replicate that human-to-human interaction as much as we can online, because you can't beat that human-to-human interaction that
Oh
we
no.
have.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's again, it's trying to think outside the box to see,
Yeah.
you know, what we
Yeah.
can do.
I still like to, you know, sit down, but I used to start. I was starting using Zoom before all this happened, because in real life, when I create videos, I'm seeing a prospective client. So you know, I think everybody else, it doesn't matter which part of the world in, you're always going to visit a prospective client in the ubiquitous hotel lobby with a you know, $5 or £5 cup of coffee, and you end up there at the end of the meeting that it's no fit for either side. So what I was starting to do was have the initial meeting on Zoom,
Yeah,
and by doing that, it just saved all the traveling expenses, you know, cups
yeah.
of coffee, and then if there's a connection, then meet up face to face. So, you
It's
know,
your
I think
pre-qualification, isn't it? That's what
yes,
you were doing.
exactly, exactly. We've got so much. Before I forget, because you mentioned AI search,
Yeah.
and I want to ask you how your clients are adapting and how you would advise people watching this. I don't think it matters what industry they're in, because it's all about marketing and selling. So, um, what is AI search? Obviously, it
So
means artificial intelligence, but
yeah,
how does that
AI
work?
search. So if you take in consideration, majority of websites have search boxes in them. Now, if you go to a sort of standard website and you search in that box, you type in for, let's say you're on a coffee shop and you want a specific bean and you put Colombian in, and it comes back with a 404 error because there's nothing that relates to that, then you've lost one, a customer, because they're going to go straight off, and two, you don't really have that data to hand. If you put something in that's called AI search, which we've done for one of our e-commerce clients, Silvercross, you offer them, um, all the content within your website is tagged. So when they do start to search, it will predict what they are, number one, searching for, to stop, you know, to speed up the process. Then it will offer them other suggestions based upon that keyword. And thirdly, it will then feed that data back to you to say people are searching on Colombian. You need more content, you need more products, possibly, or information on Colombian coffee. So it's the intelligent part, you know, two, three ways, because once again, someone's coming to your store, your online store, your website. You need to make that experience frictionless. You need to make it personalized. You need to make it as quick, as efficient, and as enjoyable for them as they would, you know, when they
Yeah.
come into a coffee shop. Like we go to Starbucks. We go to Starbucks. I personally don't like it because I don't like the bean, but I go to Cafe Nero. But Starbucks, the
Other
brand
coffee
is,
shops are available. Go on. Yeah.
yeah. But you know, you go to Starbucks and there's an experience there in terms of how it feels, the layout, how, you know, how they speak to you, the way that they write on the cup, all of that stuff. So that whole human experience that needs to be replicated online as well.
So the search items is on your client's website. So is it special software or
Yeah, it's Cluedo, who are a partner of ours. So we always try to stay ahead of the curve and try to, you know, keep a lookout for technology that is really going to aid our customers, especially the customer journey, which we've got a lot of exposure to because we've got such a great client base from the UK to the US. So Cluedo, the AI search, that's just one of our partners. But yeah, it's a great tool, and again, it just aids the customer's journey.
Yeah, because I read somewhere there was a tactic I read a few years ago. Whoever did this tactic may have been out ahead of his time. I don't know, but was to have a website. I know we're sort of digressing a bit, but it's interesting stuff that didn't have a homepage as such, and there were lots of internal links in on different pages that would take you to another page of the website. So basically, by not having a homepage, you're forever on the loop in the web
Yeah.
page. Whatever is that. Was he ahead of his time, or was it old hat now? I don't know.
I think it might be a bit old hat, but I think also you'll get fed up because you're asking the user to do how many clicks.
All right, okay.
So
Yeah.
again, if you think just anything that you do, just think of it from your own point of view. How many clicks do you want? You want things done like that. You don't want to keep scrolling. You know, you want it to be if you want coffee beans, you want to be able to click on that page, go there, view the product, understand what it is, understand the ingredients, see the price, add it to basket, and you want to be able to go to the checkout process, and you want to be able to check out quickly. I mean, we went to a bar the other week, and again, it was app, and it was all online, but it was scan the QR code. Okay, I've done that. I've got internet connection, and it wouldn't let us log in as a guest.
Right. Okay.
And that was
Really?
annoying for us. It was annoying for us because we were like, oh, put your name and your address and then your email, and then go to your email, then verify, then go back. We don't want that. We want quick. And then I want to pay via Apple Pay because I've already got it connected on my phone. So there's all these little nuances and behavioural traits that they do make a massive difference, and we expect them.
So are you suggesting all websites should be e-commerce sites?
What I'm suggesting is it depends on the type of website. It depends on the type of business. We've given some great e-commerce examples, but whatever your website is, whether you're B2B or B2C or D2C, it needs to be catered to your audience, and the whole experience, the whole user journey, the whole customer journey, it needs to be frictionless. It needs to be seamless. It needs to be personalized to
Yeah,
your audience.
I entirely agree. And as an example, when you're invited to come on as my guest on well, by the way, if you're just tuning in, are they watching on LinkedIn? Well, we're actually streaming live on LinkedIn and Facebook Live, and also we're focusing on Amazon Live. And you're missing a brilliant guest, Sudhir Kumar, director of Origin Growth. We're talking about loads of stuff that's based on his book, which I need to mention, which is actually on sale on Amazon. So come over to Amazon because, well, least of all, that's where it all happens. And obviously, Sud's book is actually available on Amazon, and you'll see it featured on the Amazon carousel, and you can click on that if you want to buy it. I would suggest that way. This is just, we're talking about people's buying habits and websites with artificial intelligence searches, so that people will know. Just say you sell coffee beans. That this intelligence will know that people are searching for the word coffee bean, so you put more coffee bean content on it. It's brilliant stuff. So whichever platform you're watching on, welcome. Thank you for joining me. If you're watching on Amazon, this may not make sense to people watching on LinkedIn or Facebook, but if you can, click up here and give a follow. And on Amazon, if you can, unmute, which is in the center of your screen. And please ask us some questions. I know you're probably busy shopping on Amazon or whatever. It's early afternoon for you, but you may be a business owner who's dead worried about what's happening. And this translates, whether from the UK where we're broadcasting from or over in the US. So we're just talking about searches and kind of fascinating and making the buyer's journey dead simple. For example, I was about to explain that when invited Sud on, I use on my website, there's a booking form which I've linked to Calendly, which is an online calendar booking service.
Yeah.
Other booking services are available, but the point is the way I set it up, that when people book, they get an email confirming that they've been booked. They get some questions which need to be asked, and 24 hours before the guests come on, to get a reminder email, and then they get a text reminder, then a thank you when it all finishes. So the point I'm trying to make is I've automated it, but it's setting up a whole customer I hate the word journey, but customer experience. And the reason why I did that, because I want to make my guests feel special, that they're part of something special. And what you're saying is with your clients, if they've got that ease on their website, they actually feel special. They feel like, oh, no, these guys know what they're talking about. Is that about right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's 100%. But you know, with each business, we're talking about e-commerce, so let's just stick with that. But the end goal for e-commerce businesses is that online journey now. So there's so many different aspects of, okay, there's one, getting to the website; two, when you're on it, the UX, the UI, as I said, that going through the checkout process, capturing that data, make sure that data is correct. And then it's, you know, have they got global commerce? Have they got security in terms of fraud prevention? You know, and then passing that data on, because really, as a consumer, you know,
Mhm.
you make your purchase, and as if you're expecting it on a certain day, you want it on that day. You don't want it to fail. And I love the little things that Amazon are doing, where you could track your parcel. They'll give you a notification. You can click on it, and you can see the, you know, where the driver is in terms of the streets and stuff. That's using geocoding. That's using, you know, address data. So another one of our clients based in the US, GPG Locate, they've got great technology, great tools, address verification tools, data capture tools, and they use the produce the best quality data to make sure it's clean, but and enhance it and verify it. But in terms of for 3PLs and the delivery businesses, you can really get the lat long and the geo coordinates to make sure that the failed deliveries don't happen. That you know, that they are getting the correct data, and then they can then map their routes out, so then they can do deliveries more efficiently as well. So there's a whole 360-degree world out there that, you know, having these great new digital tools can really enhance a business from start to finish, right to the point where the consumer gets the product in their hand.
Brilliant, brilliant. And also you mentioned something in the book. What's it called again, Sid?
Being human. So quickly, just about the book.
Yeah. So I want to ask you a question. What's featured in the book? But we could go ahead. Go on.
Yeah, I was just going to say the thought process behind the book was for me to try to give something back. So to share my experiences in terms of working with marketing and sales teams around the world, and to help, you know, anyone that really wants to sort of cut through the noise in today's world, because the title being human is what I feel we need to be. We need to be human beings when we are marketing, when we are selling. So I've put a lot of thought, a lot of insight into this, but all the proceeds go to charity. So this is not about me making money. It really is about me trying to give something back. And whoever purchases the book, you've got some value, and you've also made a contribution towards the National Autistic Society. So
Oh,
that was a
fabulous.
whole, yeah, that was a whole thought process behind the book. And you know, the response so far has been great. But going back to your
No,
question, Adam, sorry.
that was my question, which should have been the opening question, which I forgot to ask you. So thank you for that. I appreciate that. So it's all going to chat, which is a brilliant course. But in the book, I made a note here because we spoke about it. You mentioned ABM.
Yeah.
What's
Account,
ABM?
ABM is account-based marketing. So it's one of the strategies. It's one of the areas of topics that I cover in the book, along with LinkedIn, social selling, content marketing. But account-based marketing is something that I've been practicing for a number of years. I've enhanced it, and working alongside James and the rest of the team at Origin, we've come up with our own approach, where, you know, ABM is really, you know, really human to human marketing, really laser focused specific marketing. So if you think of the traditional sales funnel, which is wide, you know, you're going after numbers, it's mass marketing, you're trying to get as many leads as you can, and you're trying to nurture those leads, because none of them are qualified, because it's not targeted marketing, because you're not really personalizing any of your marketing or your outreach or getting to know these people. The conversion rate is poor. It's less than 1%. Forrester
Oh,
has reported. Um, all the stats and facts are in the book, and you'll see me quote that a lot on my LinkedIn. So if any of the guys want to connect with me on LinkedIn, please do so. So you've got less than 1% conversion rate. So with account-based marketing, what you are doing, you're flipping the sales funnel on its head. Okay, so you are now focused on your ideal customers. Who are your ideal customers? The ones that you know that you can service, the ones that are a really good fit, those high value key accounts. You create a list. You then, the next step is to understand the business, understand the hierarchy, understand the model, who are the key decision makers within those accounts. And you create real life buyer personas. So not fictional buyer personas. We need to understand Steve. Steve is the CEO. We need to understand Steve. What can we find out about Steve? Now, if you take into consideration today's world, we all have a digital footprint. There's a lot of information we can find out. So we need to understand Steve, his world. We need to understand the type of channels he's on, the type of content he's consuming, try to understand the challenges he may face as a CEO, if he's part of any groups, if he's getting any PR. We're trying to map out a little world about Steve. And we use that insight to then create our content. So we create a bank of content which is all specifically catered for Steve, all about helping Steve, adding value in a tone of voice that he prefers, in a medium he prefers. And then we go live. We go live and we start to post content in and around his channels, in and around his world, his ecosystem, to really get front of mind. So we're generating awareness. And we will get awareness because all the content we've created is for Steve. So if you've posted it in his LinkedIn, in his Twitter, in his Reddit, whatever channels he's on, something's going to grasp his attention, whether it's a title, whether it's a video, whether it's an image. He's had an interaction, he's had an experience, he knows about you and your brand. And then it's up to you to continue that experience. So you continue to post. And you do that for a period of time. Again, this is all mapped out and explained in great detail in the book, until you're ready for the next stage, which is the consideration stage, where you are then connecting with individuals, you're having conversations, you're offering them further content, but heavyweight content, something of real value, something that they could take away and read. Again, all catered for them. And the whole process of account-based marketing is you're not focused on everyone. You're not focused on every man and his dog. You focus on Steve. You focus on helping Steve, understanding Steve. You're nurturing his relationship. And you're getting to the point where the more you understand, the more you can serve him, to the point you get to the decision stage. And that's what account-based marketing is all about. It's about really nurturing individuals, targeted marketing, specific content for that individual, for that industry, for that persona. And you're having real life conversations. So you're leading with value. You're leading with focusing on them. You're focused on helping him. The sale comes right at the end. But what you're doing is you're warming up these leads. You're making sure that Steve's comfortable with you. Steve trusts you. He feels you're a credible individual. You haven't tried to sell to him instantly. You've actually taken the time to understand him. You've sent him content. You've sent him direct mail pieces. You've written specific content just for him. You're taking the time out to understand him. So you're investing a lot of your time on these key accounts, learning more information about them. That's account-based marketing, which is a total flip on the funnel and on its head, instead of
It is, blimey.
going after the masses.
It sounds involved, but I take it that none of these posts are like buy my stuff posts. Are they like topics on related to someone's industry, or is it just interesting stuff
Related to someone's industry? And it can be very techy. If you are looking to the personas or the key decision makers are data scientists, you need to talk on a data scientist level. You need to talk on the terms that they understand. Now, to do account-based marketing requires a huge investment up front of not only resources and money and time, but culture, because it's a complete different shift. A lot of businesses, are used to sales and marketing. One, working individually, not aligned. Two, they're used to quick fixes. They're used to quick email blasts. They're used to volume-based cold calls. ABM isn't like that. It's nurturing, it's understanding, it's taking your time, it's being patient. So it could be 3 to 6 months before you see any sort of real engaged activity, but you're going after the high value key accounts. So if you did convert one or two, the value of that is huge.
Okay, that brings me with two questions, because I know you focus more on LinkedIn because you are B2B, but it may work with B2C because it's so I think the most asked question is, how do I create content? I don't know what to write. And on LinkedIn, because you've got the news feed. So how do you target people to read your stuff?
Okay, so LinkedIn is another area I've covered in the book, and
Yeah.
I've just literally, if anyone wants to connect with me on LinkedIn, I've ran 2 webinars which I've posted in the past few weeks. One on social selling, which is about extracting the true value of LinkedIn, and another
Hmm.
one on account-based marketing, which is an hour of me going through a whole ABM strategy. So again, lots of insight there, and the guys can get it. But when it comes to LinkedIn, you want to think of it as a business, or let's say a nightclub. So you need to be very specific about who you're connecting with, who you're letting in, almost your
Yeah.
home, who you're going to let in, and you need to connect with the right people. So try to connect with your target audience, the people that you want to do business with. Then you need to look at your profile. So your profile is your value statement, is your proposition. How are you positioned? If you have or don't have a picture, and your job title is rainmaker, no one's going to take you seriously. No one wants to see on LinkedIn profile that you are great at sales, you're the best salesman, or you're the greatest thing since sliced bread. What they want to see is and instantly understand, how can you help them? If I connect with you, what value are you going to bring to my network? So that comes down to your positioning statement, that comes down to your headline, your picture, your backdrop, the type of content that you've added on your, starred on your homepage, the groups you're part of, the references you've got. All of that paints a picture of who you are. And we all do it when you get connections. You look first, you're like, well, 9 times out of 10 now, a lot of people will look because they're thinking, if I press connect, are they going to instantly, or is the bot going to send me a sales message?
Yeah, I know.
So
I-
so that's a trait. So your profile, and then connect with the right sort of people, and then it comes out to content, which was your original point.
yeah.
So your content, why don't you start to search on LinkedIn for the hashtags that people are going to use? So for me,
I was going to ask you that because I thought they made dovetail because um how do you find these people? And I suppose if you do the hashtag, then the people using that hashtag presumably the people you want to connect with. And
yeah,
would you suggest commenting on their post before sending a connection request?
absolutely.
Oh,
That
sorry,
that's
sorry to interrupt. Sorry.
Yeah, no, it's fine. It's absolutely the right thing to do. I mean, look at the hashtags that these people would use, because they are going to use hashtags that are relevant to their industry, relevant to them. But if you did a search on the hashtag social selling, a lot of people will appear. Now you could adjust the feed to be most engaged or most recent post. Have a look at the posts, and if you generally can add value, by commenting on these posts, do so. If you're just going to put like a like or great post, then you're not really going to get much interaction. But if you add value to the conversation, that person will take notice. We all take notice when anyone interacts with our post. If you leave a comment and it adds value, you've got that person's attention. 9 times out of 10, they will like it. They'll say thank you. They may take, you've had an experience, you've had an engagement. You can then try to connect with them, try to take that conversation onto messages, try to take the conversation offline. You've got that excuse to have a conversation. So yes, use hashtags, search for hashtags, follow hashtags, look at the comments that are in the industry, look what's trending. If there's key topics. I did a post today about Cristiano Ronaldo because he moved the Coca-Cola bottle, and in yesterday's press conference, and the Coca-Cola bottle shares dropped.
No.
Yeah,
Really?
yeah, massively. So I did a post about that. Now I wasn't the only one that did a post about it, but my post was about the power of a personal brand. Because he didn't say anything, but he just moved it because he doesn't drink it, and he drinks water. because he's an athlete. But that's the impact an individual can have. Now that post, there'll be lots of many different versions, but give your version. If your version is different to other people, if it genuinely adds value and it's destructive or it's different in a way. I always say that when it comes to content, use the 4 E's. So entertain, engage, use emotion. What was entertain, engage, emotional? What's the last
You
one?
know, intrigue. No, that's I. Entice.
I can't remember now.
Doesn't matter. See? We'll edit it in later. Don't worry about it.
No, it's fine. There's the 4 E's, but your content needs to resonate with your audience and stand out. If we all write about the same thing in the same way, if we all do the top 10 tips, it's boring and you're not going to cut through the noise. So to cut through the noise, try to be a little bit disruptive. You can, like some people entertain on LinkedIn. Some people like to use GIFs. If that's relevant to them and their industry, they feel they're acceptable, go for it. I like to entertain in terms of being myself on my vlogs. I try to engage my audience in terms of having conversations with them, offering people in my network free resources, free webinars, snippets of the book, free consultations. And then you've got great websites like askthepublic.com. So,
Yeah.
putting keywords in there. So if you are focused on, I don't know, the SaaS industry, you can see what people are searching on. The more specific you are, the more you get. And then also, don't forget to look at your existing customer base. If you have existing customers within that sector, within that industry, or specific personas, reach out to them, ask them what's key in your industry at the moment. Can I borrow 10, 20 minutes? What problems are you facing? Are you part of any groups? Are you part of any bodies? You've got resource all around us. We are spoiled when it comes to it. It's just about investing the time and being really focused, and then testing the waters with LinkedIn. If you connect with the right people, you are posting relevant, value-added content, and you are genuinely engaging with people. You're adding value. You're offering yourself. You're investing a lot of time on the platform. You gain social capital. People will remember you. People will be, Howard's the guy for Amazon Live. He's the main guy. That you're the Amazon Live guy. So you built social capital because of all of your behavior. So when anyone needs it, Amazon Live, they'll be like, I know exactly who needs to
Hopefully.
speak to me.
It's in my profile.
that is how that is exactly. I mean, I've had it before. I've had it. People call me. I've had people message me. People that I've not even spoken to and just said such and such recommended me because you talk a lot about ABM or you talk a lot about social selling. It'd be great to catch up with you.
Yeah.
So just because you might not be getting that many views, you might not be getting that much engagement, doesn't mean people aren't taking note.
Really?
Yeah, because you might get a small amount of views, but who has viewed it? Someone has had an experience. And like I said, if you are consistent in terms of how you're posting, the people you have in your network, it will start to resonate with individuals. It's just about being consistent, and at the end of the day, when it comes to using a platform like LinkedIn, you're talking about yourself. You're talking about the thing you do day in and day out. You should have a passion for it. You should be able to talk about it in any medium, and you should be able to be creative with it. There's so many.
Yeah.
I mean, there's platforms like Canva. A friend of mine the other day was asking that they needed to do like an image for because they're a DJ, and I said to him, just get Canva.
I
It's
know.
free.
Yeah, and I use I create Canva. I use Canva to create the thumbnails. I've got the paid version. It's got a couple of bits, but it's funny how some brands you just go to Zoom, go to Canva. It's interesting stuff. So it will take time. I mean, like Amazon Live is very, very new. It's actually not available in the UK. You can view it, but it's mainly for the US market. And I know you've got clients overseas, so wherever you are, because although Amazon customers are watching this, they're actually in shopping mode. I other shows, there are other chat shows that that appear on Amazon Live where people like your experts come on and talk about what you know best and what you love best, ranging from all sorts of topics, because it may lead to something, it may lead to nothing. It's all new, and it's about giving Amazon shoppers, if they're viewing, because there are people dropping in out all the time, giving some value, because guess what, business people shop.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
it's exciting, because you just don't know who's watching. You may sell a book, you may sell nothing, but at least you've got exposure on Amazon, which is another. I don't think social media. I don't know what it is. It's a law unto itself. It's a shopping channel. It's YouTube meets QVC, if you ask me. But it's another outlet, isn't it? It's another outlet, and eventually it will hit Europe. And
it's a digital channel.
yeah.
I've just remembered the 4 E's now. Educate. It was the one I was missing.
Educate. There
so
we
your
go.
Content with your content, you should try to educate, you should try to entertain, you should try to add some emotion, and it should be engaging. Those are the 4 E's.
There you go.
I would have kicked myself if I didn't put it to me.
You got it right first time.
Yeah, I know. But
Yeah.
Going back to your point about digital channels,
Yeah.
there are so many now. So again, COVID has accelerated the use of digital channels. So yes, more people are online now. So there's more opportunities for any business to get in front of their audience. But the key thing now is, how are you going to do that? How are you going to cut through the noise? Because ads, no one likes ads, and no one likes to be sold to. The cost of ads is going through the roof. On YouTube, you can pay to remove ads, and people are doing so. So how are you going to communicate with your audience? How are you going to stay front of mind? And the answer is, you need to understand them. So we can't do the quick fixes anymore. We really, truly have to understand our audience and start to resonate with them. And the audience now, we expect businesses to know us. I expect businesses to know me. I mean, I got annoyed when I purchased a car last year, and then 2 months later, I had a letter, a piece of direct mail, which I love direct mail. I think it's great. Offer me a car. So one, it was wrong because I've just bought a new car, and two, the type of car they offered me insulted me, because I drive a coupe. I don't want a family wagon. So for me, as a customer, I was like, well, you don't understand me. I've just spent all this money, and you don't understand me. You can't even get your marketing preferences correct. And that's just a small example, but we have expectations where we want things to be personalized to us. If there's anything that's going to come in front of me, whether it's marketing, whether it's an ad, or someone's trying to sell to me, if it's not relevant, it's just noise. So we need to invest the time to really understand our audience now. That's going to be absolutely key in whatever business
Absolutely
you are in.
Well, hang on. Here's the book, Being Human, which is on Amazon.com. It's on .co.uk.
Yeah,
it's got. It's only came out in March, but 8 rating. But of those ratings, it's solid 5-star. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, a lot of people have bought it. That's great. A lot of people have had the Kindle version. I've had lots of great feedback of people sending me messages, but I'm asking them, can you go on Amazon and just leave a review?
Yeah, reviews. I mean, old as the hills. Do you cover that in the book about reviews? I mean, how to ask for a testimonial or a review?
Yeah,
I mean,
referrals are mentioned in there, and it's still one of the greatest, ways of growing your business, and it relates back to having those strong relationships. Businesses are built upon having strong relationships, and that's one element of it. Referrals are great. I had a referral today. Someone actually rang the landline in the office, and it was based upon a referral.
Brilliant. Yeah, Lifeline. Yeah, take a swig. It's all right. We're showing the Kindle edition. Are we on there?
Yeah, Kindle edition's on there. So people,
it's only $4.12. I can't show the Kindle edition in the carousel because I'm in the UK, but for me, if you buy the Kindle, it's be like for $4. It's like try before you buy. So
Yeah, yeah, it's on there, but people have purchased it because I've got the Amazon stats in India, in China, in Europe, and obviously probably the UK and US, which is great. So it's great that people around the world are actually buying it and
yeah, and
reaching out.
I think it's worth repeating where the proceeds of sale going to go to. So
Yeah, it's so all the proceeds go to National Autistic Society. So the way that Amazon works is obviously it's print on demand, and I just get a royalty check. And what I'm doing is I'm just doubling the royalty check because, as you know, Jeff Bezos takes a good percentage cut of everything that's on Amazon, and who can blame him? So I don't really make that much per book. So what I'm doing is whenever the royalty check comes in every quarter, whatever it is, I double it and then I send it to the National Autistic Society. So
brilliant,
you're making a great contribution to anyone that's purchased either a
fantastic,
paperback or a Kindle version.
brilliant. Well, if Jeff Bezos or anybody else from Amazon Live is watching this, want to match it dollar for dollar, you can contact me, and why not? If you don't, my mum used to say, if you don't ask, you don't get.
You don't
So
get true, very true.
yeah, brilliant. Gosh, we've been on for nearly an hour for like 5 minutes.
Have
Feels
we?
like,
It does feel
yeah,
like 5 minutes. Mind you, I
yeah.
have drank all my water, so we have been talking.
I know. I need to take because it's so hot in here. Yeah. So one of them things you really want to talk about that's featured in the book because
Well, there's
no,
go on.
I'll tell you what. I know we're not selling, and we're just you're actually giving value, yeah. And I do drop in the book because it is a shopping channel, it's Amazon. Just as like I say, you have overseas clients. So if I follow that, people are watching in the US fancy dealing with somebody in England, it can be done obviously online. So just sort of take us through what's the experience like of working with you when people contact you.
It's we it's a relationship. It's about creating a partnership. So to take our clients in the US, based in San Francisco, the Bay Area, they're absolutely great. But for us to really, get to know them and to deliver the services that we deliver, we go over once a year. We go over for 2 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
And when we're working with them for over 3 years now. And initially we kicked off with an ABM campaign, and as I mentioned, I touched upon certain details in terms of how much time you have to invest up front and the amount of information that you need to understand. So we went over, myself and James went over, and we spent a lot of time with the team, understanding the product, understanding the business culture. We were in the offices, almost in the trenches, so to speak. But it's by having and investing that time to be there, to see how the business works, to see how they operate, that you can really serve them when it comes to what we feel will work for them in terms of whether it's marketing techniques, whether it's strategies, whether it's specific technology that can enhance certain areas where we see that there's a gap. When it comes to the content, I mean, you can have a really good product, but it's very hard to articulate it to a specific audience. A data scientist is great talking to a data scientist, but what if he has to talk to a CEO? Will his technology talk fit with this individual over here? Or will we need to translate that so it fits this individual and this individual? There's all these little nuances. Working with us, we always try to have as many meetings as we can. Key stakeholders, as I said, get together, and it's once you're in that room together, you have that interaction. You start to vibe, and you then understand how you can work together. We're very agile, so working with the guys in the US, we know it's late hours as well, because obviously the end of our days is the start of their day. So I'm used to having Zoom and team calls, speaking to the guys in the US when they're in the car at 5, 6, 7 o'clock. We've been on board and ran webinars when it's 11, 12 o'clock at night over here, but it's like lunchtime over there. So with us, it's really about understanding the client, understanding their needs, and working with them collaboratively to hit that end goal.
Sounds brilliant. Sounds exciting. Do you have any? I know I didn't ask you this. I always ambush people, but do
Here we
you have?
go.
Yeah. Do you have any tips? Because I know you do videos and stuff. So do you have any tips? Which is well, I think it doesn't matter whether you sell shoes or you sell cars, that people can do to try and improve their online presence. I know it's long term. 'Cause I know you said to us that it can take about 6 months to a year. It is a long slog, and hopefully it's worth it. But what any tips? What they can do now to improve their online or social media presence or website
Well,
presence?
with anything, they just need to look at it from a customer's point of view. You know, are you making life easy for your customer? Is your website, or is your, I mean, we've got websites and we've got social profiles. Your social profiles on your social media channels are like your mini websites. But, is your digital platform, is it easy? Is it easy to find? Does it clearly say what you do? Is it easy and simple for the customer to get to you? Is it easy for them to navigate? Is it easy for them to find things? What's the experience like when individuals interact with your brand? There's a lot that individuals can take away. Predominantly in the book, I do focus more on B2B marketing, B2B selling, B2B lead nurturing, and creating those relationships. And I've tried my very best to take the individual on a journey. So I really try to set the scene of, pre-internet. Now the internet is here. Social media. What really is social media? How to use it? How to use LinkedIn? Then I move on to social selling. Then I move on to ABM, and right at the end, for the avid marketeers or anyone who really wants to read that sort of in-depth knowledge, I talk about a growth stack, which is where I put the traditional sales funnel on an account-based marketing funnel.
Oh yeah,
And all the diagrams and everything is in the book. So I've really tried to go on a journey there, but I would say just try to invest the time to understand your audience and look at the journey. If it is online, which a lot of the individuals are going to be,
yeah,
what's the experience like? Try it
exactly.
for yourselves. Ask your customers, if you have an existing customer base, ask them how can we improve the experience, and if your experience is okay, then you need to look at other elements. Is it your product range? Is it your pricing? Is it your deliveries? Are you using a delivery provider that's letting you down? The whole experience up until that point is great, and then you're having failed deliveries, or you're having parcels that are not being delivered, or you're having parcels delivered that are, the items are broken, or the box is open, because that's
Mm.
out of your hand as a business,
Yeah,
because
it's
you're
good.
using a
Yeah,
third party. But that is still part of the journey. So take on board the whole customer experience, the whole customer journey, and just look at each element and dissect it and see
yeah.
what you can do to improve.
Well said. Yeah, I mean, for me, it's simple things. Even though um, people on Facebook well, I shouldn't say, are notoriously bad for filling in their personal details, but even when I go on LinkedIn, I see connect, the information, contact info. That was what I was thinking of, and they got nothing on it. They may have their website, but there's no email, there's no phone number. So even for
Yeah.
someone just wanting to connect, there's nothing there. And also, I'm going back to basics here. Like a decent profile picture as
No, it's
well.
true. Having a
Um,
profile picture makes a massive difference. Even like I said, it is basics. Some people like to put the contact information, some people don't. I can understand why, because there are
I
bots that
can,
scrape that
yeah,
information. I put my stuff on there, but there are bots that scrape that information, so I can understand why. But one tip that I would say on LinkedIn is that if you are looking to connect with an individual, or you want to reach out to them, use the tools that LinkedIn has now. I use Vidyard. I send video messages out because I want to get across that personal touch.
what do you use?
Vidyard. So Vidyard is basically like a video recording,
Yeah.
and it will record it within the LinkedIn platform. You can do it desktop, you can do it on your mobile, And you can either record just you on the screen, you can record you as a little circle on their profile. You can, you can do various different
Hang on,
ways.
hang on. Oh, this is blimey. See, gold dust, folks. Hang on. How do you get oh, hang on.
Vidyard.
Videyard. How do you spell it?
Vidyard.
Yeah.
Vidyard, and it's got a green alien-y sort of icon. It's
How do
free.
you, how do you link it to LinkedIn then?
You can download the Chrome extension, or when you go into LinkedIn and you see, when you get a message up, you should see a little video icon or a Vidyard icon. You click on that and you can send a video message.
So it's just for video messages in LinkedIn Messenger.
Yeah.
Any other uses?
You can do it without LinkedIn. You can do it off as on other platforms. So if you want to email it out to anyone.
All right, but for LinkedIn is to send. I mean, anybody. I mean, you can send video messages anyway. You just upload a video. Can you upload a video?
You can upload videos, but obviously there have to be certain length, etc. But
so video just it makes it. Is there a limit on length?
No, there's not a limit on length. I think the best thing that I would say about it is like I said, you've got those two options. So you can do screen only, which is just me on there, or you can show the screen that you're on. So you could be on that individual's profile and you're just a little circle with just your face, or you can remove your face and just have yourself talking. But you could be saying, hey John, just wanted to connect with you, or you may be already connected. Say, hey John, I really like this post that you've done here. I really like this article, especially the sentence, and you can highlight it while you're talking. I think we can have a great conversation. It'd be great to connect and talk.
Wow, I never knew that.
Yeah, you're
awesome.
getting yourself across. You're getting your personality across. You're getting your tone of voice. You're investing the time, and the best thing is, like I always said, I've tried to start a conversation, not about sales. It's about
no.
It's about adding value. It's about let's have a conversation, and that's what
and relationships as well.
Yeah, and that's what it's all about. Engage with people, as I said, engage, educate. Let's try to have a conversation, and always be trying to add value. Always, it's always about add value. You have to add and give value before you extract. You have to create that social capital. You have to create that brand perception, that brand personality. And once people are comfortable with you, once they feel you're a credible source, once you're consistent every day, you're always on LinkedIn, you're always talking, you're always sharing content, you're always trying to add value to your network which you've built, then you'll start to get the rewards from it.
Wow, I mean, there've been loads of gold dust. If you're just tuning in, we're about to wrap up. But if you the replay will appear on LinkedIn and Facebook, and if you're watching on Amazon, if you wait 5 minutes, you'll catch it again. But video sounds brilliant because, as you say, it is disruptive.
It's great and it's free.
Yeah. Do you get much success from it at all yourself?
Yeah, I've always been a big fan of video.
So am I.
So I've been using it for a while, and obviously you've got voice notes on there as well, which you can do within LinkedIn, so you can send someone a voice note as well. So because again, people are busy, people don't have that much time. With the video and with the voice note, there is a sense of what surprise of what's this? I want to hit that play button. I want to listen to this. I want to see what this individual's got to say to me. If it's a long text message, it seems to put people off now, simply because there's so much noise. There's so much of these automated messages going on that even if your message is non-salesy, people will just assume that it is and just completely ignore it.
Yeah.
So again, we need to try to cut through the noise. Okay. What we're going to do.
Yeah. Well, video, I certainly will. Just because we're running out of time. Just a couple of things. Turning into personal conversation, but people will show LinkedIn. Do you know what LinkedIn creator mode is? Because I've turned it on and I don't know what it is.
Oh, the creator mode. That's the new feature that's just come out. So there's a few things. I looked at it the other day. So you know your profile picture.
Hmm.
When you hover over that, you can do like a short 30-second video that plays. So you can do like your intro
What is that on the app or
on
on desktop?
I think it's on desktop as well. But that's one feature. The second feature is you can actually highlight sort of 5 key areas that are relevant to you, and that will help the LinkedIn algorithms when it comes to
Yeah, I think
like that.
it's being rolled out to everyone. You have to find it. It's in your. If you go into your
Yeah, it
profile,
comes through. I looked at it the other
you know,
day, but I did like that intro. It's like a 30 seconds, so someone can just hover over your picture, then you click on it, and the video will play. It'll
oh
be like,
really?
hi,
Oh
I'm
right.
good. If you want to know about social selling, growing your business, talk to me. I'd be more than happy to help.
Okay, brilliant. Oh, there you go. Right. So we're just gonna finish. So this is a book. What's it called again, Sud?
It's called Being Human:
Being Human.
marketing and social selling in a digital world.
Right. So if you're watching on Amazon, it's now I mean, there are other items in the carousel which I wasn't, it's up to you to flick left or right. It's $13.76, or the Kindle is $14.12. So to me, if you get the Kindle, it's like try before you buy. But I think nothing like a book.
Having something tangible. Yeah.
Yeah. So there it is. It's a feature one. So Sud, thank you so much. It's been absolutely brilliant. Some real gold dust. I know people pick up a lot of things. Thank you for joining me, and thank you for tuning in on LinkedIn or Facebook. Hopefully on Amazon. It's a featured item. You've met the author. Treat yourself. Go and buy the book. Okay, Sud. Okay, guys. Thanks for watching. And hang on a sec. I need to get this right. I made the right mess of the intro. See if I can mess of the outro. So there we go. Anyway, thanks for tuning in, and we'll speak soon.
Cheers. Thanks.